This is Jopichu playing. I forgot. It was gonna be some game, but for the Ouya, call back to the Ouya. It doesn't matter. Also, more about the actual term woke. It used to just mean like a general phrase, meaning like, hey man, keep on keeping on, or generic like rebellious phrase like fight the power, stay woke. It was kind of like that. It also just generally meant like being socially aware or just paying attention in general. But yeah, then like white people in power kind of took the term and kind of used it against everybody, like part of their master plan to divide us yet again. That is what I'm seeing here. And you know how I know this is true? Because you got people like Jordan Peterson and Bill Mayer going up on like public places and talking about like the problem of woke culture and talking about the woke mind virus. That's it's a real thing. Like that's just making everybody stupider. And it sucks. I forgot that Traverse Town had a second visit. It would be pretty lame if you only do something in this world once and you don't come back to it. Okay, so now it's explicitly being like, hey, there's two Traverse Towns, deal with it. Also, Riku, both of you have K's and U's at the end of your name, and it's really confusing. Yeah. Yeah. What? How are they not parallel worlds?
That's where it gets tricky. After you and Sora left, Shiki crossed the portal to join her game partner. Did you notice players have a mission timer inscribed on their hands? Well, when she got to the other side, Shiki had more time left on her clock than her partner. And when Beat's partner crossed over from the other side, she had less time.
So they're traveling in time through the dream worlds. Okay.
Yes, I understand that. But if these Traverse Towns were parallel worlds, then time would flow the same in both.
He did just say why it wouldn't.
They are not parallel worlds.
I guess.
You mean there's a past and a future?
No, impossible. The worlds are clearly separate. It's not just time that separates.
Yeah, it's confusing shit, I know. I wonder if it's setting up for Kingdom Hearts 4, in which, or at least the cutscene at the end of 3 anyway, it sets up Sora and Riku being dropped down in different being dropped down in different parts of Shibuki, or whatever, Shibuya, or whatever Japanese town it is. They're being dropped in separate versions of that. So I wonder if it's setting up for that. They're gonna do like the whole drop-in thing. Or maybe just might play a whole campaign with as Riku instead of like Sora the whole way. That would be nice to have like another Sonic Adventure 2 kind of thing for a main Kingdom Hearts game. I'm pretty sure the Fountain Plaza is through the back streets. The Backstreet Boys. So the enemies are a little bit tougher here. Anyway, what I wanted to talk about today was these episodes of Twilight Zone I've been seeing at work in the break room. Not the OG one. They started showing the Jordan Peele produced ones. And I remember seeing the first one for free on YouTube a long time ago. But I never looked into the rest of them. Like the first episode was The Comedian, where it's about a guy who's like struggling to be a comedian. And he's trying to figure out how to use material. God damn it. And he's noticing that when he goes up on stage and he uses material, whatever he talks about goes away in the real world. And it's like, oh shit, what's happening? And then he talks to this old comedian again, who's like, hey, every time you give them something, it's theirs. It's not yours anymore. So it goes away in the real world. So he does a bit about his dog, and then he comes back and there's no dog anymore. He's like, what dog? His wife's like, we never had a dog. And he does a bit about his wife, and he comes back and there's no wife anymore. There's no wife anymore. No wife, no life, as the grown-ups say. And then he starts going crazy, and he's like, what the fuck? I should just talk about everything, including myself. And then he uses himself as material, and the audience like eats it literally, and then he comes back and he doesn't exist anymore. It's like, okay. I don't feel like there was much learned about this. It was just kind of like a woo kind of scenario or ending. Whoa, 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 whoa! Oh my god! I'm gonna try not to use Y commands. Oh my god. Okay. Come on, you're flying around. Okay. And yeah, the ending was just kind of like... It didn't really make me think. It was just like, wow, this kind of shitty thing happened. I know Twilight Zone hasn't had like that many bangers, but those ones like really made you think about like how to approach like conflict and complex human emotions about certain things. But this, so far, some of these I'm seeing are just kind of dumb. Okay, I can heal myself. Okay, so the next one I saw was at work, and it was this one called... It was an episode... Oh no, I'll save the episode for the end, the episode name, because it was really fucking stupid. Okay, so it's... For when I caught it like halfway through, but it was about a lady whose husband starts going crazy and incredibly like possessive, and her and her friend or daughter, I think, are trying to like run away from the husband. And as they're leaving the house, they're noticing there's a problem with all the men in the town, in the world maybe, and they're noticing that all the men are turning just crazy and violent, just on a whim. And they have I think her son is trying to... let me back up. They think it's a meteorite that fell down and started making all the men go crazy. And they all get pieces of the meteorite too, and they start like distributing it amongst themselves. It becomes like the newest hottest fad. Like, oh yeah, put a piece of this meteorite in your drink for like a homeopathic way to feel powerful or some shit. I don't know. It's like very testosterone inducing stuff here. So the main character lady's son is like a gay guy. That's not important because it's normal now. And his boyfriend, what the fuck? I thought this guy was in a different level. He starts to get him to like drink this meteorite infused beer, and he's like, no, I don't want to do that because I don't want to be like you guys. And then the mom and the friend, who's also a woman, like go find him and like try to get him out of the situation. And then the gay son starts going crazy too, like out of a sudden, when he's like trying to fight it back, the urge to like just turn extremely hormonal and violent, and he snaps out of it somehow, and then they get picked up they're running away from all the men in town because they're all like just beating each other up and punching each other, like doing like a pompous like testosterone filled men shit, you know. This Pelican is like, what are you guys fucking talking about? You're paying attention to me. You guys are pissing me off. He's going crazy because of the meteorite. Also, you guys are not paying attention to me. Oh shit! It makes dream weirdos. That's crazy. They're running away from the men. It's raining men. They're all like just falling down, trying to kill them now, because they think it's cool or funny or something. I don't know. And then they get picked up like by a government thing, like a quarantine bus or something. And then they go to this airship where they're above the town observing everything. And you hear on the radio that there hasn't been any actual meteor. That's what they said is happening, to explain to everybody why all the men are going hostile. It's basically the meteor was a placebo, to just explain that to everybody, and then find out there's no meteor. And then the gay son is like, well, how come I wasn't infected? And they don't know. And then the officer guy who picks him up, it tells the lady, like, hey, why don't you smile more? You know, that common, like, misogynistic thing men say to women. Give me one more. Give me one more. Okay, now I can kill you all. And she's like, ugh, no, I will not smile! And that's how the episode ends. And then Jordan Peele comes out and says, well, a mysterious meteorite fell, or maybe it didn't. The men in the world is going crazy. But as we just heard on the radio, there was no meteor, so what she's about to find is that not all men are evil in the Twilight Zone, or some bullshit statement like that. And the episode is called Not All Men. And the only reason the gay son wasn't, like, he was fighting it is because he chose not to be aggressive. All the other men chose to be aggressive because the meteor was a placebo. It wasn't making anyone do anything. And I feel like this episode was just written with, like, buzz phrases like, not all men. I haven't seen the full episode, but I'm sure there's a lot of stuff in the beginning. Oh, you know, the whole part where the guy's like, you should smile more. Like, that's a really common thing. I don't know, it kind of sucked. It didn't really make me think at all. I was like, oh, I should choose not to be aggressive. All men can choose not to be aggressive. But some of them do, or something. I don't know. I think the message is kind of not that strong. But, I'm just talking about what I saw here. Is this a mission? No, but we're gonna use it anyway. Oh, look, this thing I can already do. Woo! Ow, ow, ow! Jesus! I'm super powered, mine. I have wings, alright? I should be able to kick your ass and not even think about it. I hope they're all not like that, but I've seen 3 out of however many episodes there are now. Okay, so the next one I saw, it was Tom Cruise. He's on a plane. I was like, oh, are they gonna, like, just do a retelling of the gremlin on the plane bit from the original Twilight Zone? They don't, which is cool. It's a new original story, and maybe, like, not really. Oh, that one's a ghost. I don't want to fight that. God damn it. And Tom Cruise is listening to a podcast on his iPod. And he actually has, like, a little MP3 player, too. It's a bit of a retro callback or something. I don't know. He's listening to it with his wired earbuds that outdated concept of wired earbuds. But anyway, he's listening to that. And he can hear on this podcast. It's like a documentary on this missing flight that started, or this flight that went missing. It's the flight that he's on. So he's listening to his own like disappearance, and he's trying to figure out how to prevent it by listening to like key clues and people involved, and trying to interact with the pilot, but the pilot's like having none of it. And none of the passengers are having it either. They're just like, dude, shut up. We don't want to hear your fucking crackpot theories from your dumb little podcasts. And yeah, it doesn't work out. He finds this guy who believes him. He's like, hey, I believe you about your weird little stupid podcast. And he's like, Tom Cruise is like, great, you're taller than I am, and so is everybody else. That's a Family Guy joke, probably. What's here? Oh, you. I wonder if I can aerial slam. Okay. The problem is I can't counterattack unless I bid a hit right now. Alright. And then he believes the guy. He's like, okay, I can take control of the plane, but also I have to sneak into the captain's room when no one's looking. So Tom Cruise distracts the captain. I don't know what they're doing out of the captain's room or the pilot's deck. I don't know what they're doing out of the cockpit for some reason. But he's trying to prevent the plane from disappearing. It's because they're about to head into the storm that like takes them off radar. So he listens to the random guy who can fly a plane. And turns out the guy who went inside the pilot's room is crazy. And he derails the flight even more. So it's just kind of like, oh, Tom Cruise was the reason why the plane went missing. It's because he let this weirdo go inside the plane and fly it somewhere else. I don't know where I'm supposed to go. Is it in here? Oh, I never got this chest. So yeah, he takes control of the plane. Fucking just okay. Oh, actually, the plane crashes. Tom Cruise gets lost. He's like walking around. He finds his podcast player again, and he was like, all of this happened because of one man named Tom Cruise's character. If only he didn't lead them all astray with this dumb little podcast. And Tom Cruise is like, God damn it. And then he keeps listening more, and he says, the podcast says, everyone on the plane that was lost was found except for one person, and that was Tom Cruise's character. And he was like, what? Have I been left behind? But then he walks around some more, and he finds all the survivors, and they're angry at him because the plane crashed. It's just kind of shitty. They're all coming to beat him the fuck up, and it just ends with him being beat the fuck up. And then they all walk away, and he's just gone. He just becomes a pulp of nothing, I guess. And they beat him up. And it's like, oh no, this guy's paranoia was his own undoing. But except it wasn't paranoia, because he had proof that the plane was gonna go missing through listening to a podcast in the future. But tragedy because nobody believed him. Also, that he was his own undoing. I don't know. I don't know what the moral of the story is. This doesn't have a moral. It's just if you have a message from the future, don't fucking tell it to anybody, because no one will believe you. Also, you'll just doom yourself, I guess. Is this door, this window is like in the getting caught on the stairway, and it's pissing me off. Not really. Alright, I need to find where I'm supposed to go. Okay, I was supposed to go back to the back streets. Back to the back streets. So, yeah, I don't have high hopes for the rest of the Twilight Zone by Jordan Peele. Yeah, it was canceled, so I don't think, I have to fact check that, but I'm pretty sure it was canceled. So, I think we can say why. I can kind of see why, is what I'm saying here. And like, I've seen better resolution / morals at the end of like a Love, Death, and Robots episode. And I haven't seen all of Black Mirror, but I now kind of want to check out Black Mirror. Black Mirror still seems like it's mostly silly, which is cool. I do like silly serial technology stuff. That's fine. There can't be that many episodes that like really make you think, huh? Like the Twilight Zone did. Woo. I don't really know exactly what I did. I just killed a bunch of triceratopses. Ring, ring. Hashtag not all dream eaters. Hashtag not all nightmares. I wish just there. Joshua, why do you have that? Why do you have access to that power? Like, what are you, a god? Jason, I'm to the third district. Woo! Which means I have to turn back over here. I really dislike when some of the enemies in this game make themselves just like intangible. It's really annoying. But anyway, I hope I don't run into more of that shit at work. Work's been kind of crazy lately again. It's back to school season, and you know, they keep telling us, guys, it's back to school season, which means it's like Christmas, and Christmas is like one of the worst parts of the year for retail, especially in a big outlet like Target. It just becomes like the most like draining part of the year ever, or they start begging people to stay for overtime. It's like, dude, we're already here 8.5 hours. We're not staying, like, we're not taking third lunches like you jerks. All right, I'm sorry. And a lot of people, you know, it's part-time, so they're here. So I feel like the workload, whatever season it is, should just be proportionate to the people that you have on staff. Like, it just keeps getting crazy for no reason, and there's nothing anybody can do about it. Okay, those things don't hit you. Oh my god. Why did he just start sleeping? Oh my god. And yeah, they had a meeting at us again. I say a meeting at us because like nobody really gives a shit. Okay. Because like they unload way too fast over there. And it's always like when I get there, there's just guys struggling, trying to get boxes on their pallets. And they keep using like the rolling vehicles that we use to put backsuck on and take things off from the truck with. They keep using those for what's called pulls, so that, and then when we get there, like all they ever have to use is pallets. So you need a jack for like everything, and I think they tried to get more jacks inside of our store, but people hog the hell out of them, and they just don't get the things that need to be moved fast enough. So it's like really fucking annoying, coming in during their unload, and then just like the closing the unload manager just like pushing everybody way too hard, even though he thinks he's not. He just, in his opinion, in his point of view, he's just doing what the job says to do. It's like, no, everyone is suffering. Every time there's a new hire, they get scared off. They don't last very long, and you say, oh, it's their fault. It's what they signed up for. It's like, no, you're making this like way harder than it needs to be. Also, you don't train people right, and it's like this happens like every year, every fucking busy season. Like they just don't fucking learn. And then after all that, during this meeting, he tells us like, oh, the store manager says we're not doing good. It's like, gee, you fucking think we're put in these positions where we just have to like do everything so sloppily and messily, and then there's so much. The problem, like normal is 2 trucks per day. That's like the first floor and then the second floor, which is like other shit. And whenever it's a 2-truck day, we can get anything done, or we can get mostly anything done, or at least my department can, which is like the deodorant, the pharmacy side, and the like the bath area, HBA. Like there's a short enough amount of product to actually push that we can actually get through each aisle and then not have to like have them not to have like get help from other people. It's just we could get it through it like 3 to 4 people and then it's like done. Now all we ever have time to do is just boxes when there's other forms of push that are like it's repacks, which is the random shit, and then pulls, which is like the inventory cycle that brings up, and returns. It's just like all the stuff that people leave around the store and they don't buy, they change their mind or whatever. That all of that stuff across the whole store gets brought back to their departments. We don't have time to do anything else on a 3-truck day. Sometimes there's 2 trucks of the same floor, so it could be like 2 of furniture on the second floor, and then 2 of like all the market and ground floor stuff. If it's a 3-truck day, nothing is getting done, and it feels awful and it feels bad, and none of it's our fault. It's just too much shit. And then we had that meeting about how we're doing a bad job. It was like that makes nobody feel good. Like Christ.
Remember what I said.
What even happened in this revisit?
This really is a dream. It's going to lie to you. Try and make you think it's real.
Just like you guys are a figment of my imagination. Knockout punch, huh? He gets it pretty late. That's really, I thought that was a early Keyblade. What? Oh, I guess, well, the first Keyblade is the Road Ends With You one. So it wouldn't be that. But also, nothing happened in that world. The revisit. I went there. I found Spellikin. I chased Spellikin. I fought some Dream Eaters, and that was it. I didn't do anything. But even that revisit sucked. It wasn't much of anything. Yeah, work is being stupid. Alright, so why can't I advance? I think we have to do stuff as Sora. I'm not sure though. Alright then. I'm gonna assume we have to do stuff as Sora. So I'm gonna cut this video here.